25 miles northeast of Georgia's capital city sits a garden city now ignited with the passion of Major League Pickleball, presented by Margaritaville. Starting the second season of Major League Pickleball, let's get to it as you see the matchup as Florida Smash will face off against the California Black Bears. This one heavily favoring the Black Bears 61-39. I'm Cameron Irwin alongside Dominic Catalano, and the ladies are up first. Michelle Esquivel and Dominique Schaefer in the green for the Florida Smash. Tina Pisnik and Alex Strong on the other side for the Black Bears.
That's what you're going to see a lot of right there, Cam, from Dominique Schaefer. She's going to want to speed the ball up. A very proficient singles player, just getting her feet wet in doubles.
Trong pulls the trigger back to the line.
Well, that's the wrong spot you want to go against Trong. Her backhand, that is why she is such a good right-sided player. Her two-handed backhand is her strength. If you want to go anywhere, you want to go right hip on her.
Michelle Esquivel, one of the great vets of the game. Got a chance to chat with her just prior to hitting the court. She said her very first tournament was back in 2016. She said, I feel like I'm one of the OGs. Talk about that two-hand backhand, just a solid block from Trong.
Well, and you watch her slide to the side. So she slides to the sideline to get to that backhand, and really was a very impressive shot. She did not really swing at that. She just blocked and punched that right down the line from Esquivel.
4-1.
It looks as if Esquivel's getting a good amount of work going cross-court with Pisnik.
Yeah, and that's Esquivel's strength, though, is her two-handed backhand. She has three options, down the line, middle, or cross-court hard. She's not found her groove yet.
An opportunity was there for the Florida Smash, but unable to find the point.
Again, it's where Schaefer needs to go away from that two-handed backhand. She's finding it too much on Trong. Trong's getting zoned in here.
There's a good forehand from Schaefer. The Florida Smash are 0-1 on the day to start, whereas the BLQK, the Black Bears, picked up a win. So sitting at 1-0 in group play.
2-6.
Looking for the lob drive combo is Esquivel.
I love that combo, though, because it does back Pisnik off the line. It wasn't a perfect lob, but it backed her through transition area. Esquivel's just got to execute that drive right there because she had her leaning back.
Trying to find the two-hand speed up through the middle of the court.
Well, that's a shot that Esquivel is going to make more times than not, but the problem there is she's too tight to the net. She's got to create some space there.
Working Schaefer back up off the line, and if Tina Pisnik, that name sounds familiar, well, she's the former world number 29 back in 2004. Picked up a singles title as well as two doubles titles in the world of professional tennis.
And this is the worry right here for Florida Smash, is if they get down, now they're down 10-2, is that they're trying to get too many points back at once and try and pressure themselves. And right there on cue again, Esquivel trying to do just a little too much.
11-2, so this is looking all in favor of the Black Bears. The foot fault, the kitchen line violation from Michelle Esquivel. And it's intriguing too. We had something I have yet to see in Major League Pickleball. That coin toss happened, and the Smash, who won the toss, actually elected to choose their mixed lineup first. They chose to act. It's always react. Why might that be?
Again, they were talking about how, they were playing for a dream breaker in this match. They're sitting there going, okay, we realize we may be a little outmatched here. They're trying to put their best lineup out there first, no matter what BLQK does. So again, they're choosing to act. We've been calling MLP for a long time, Cam, and we've never seen that. I've never seen that.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's very interesting from Graham over there, Graham D'Amato, one of the owners of the Florida Smash, and coach on the sideline right there, and they're choosing to act. There's a rhyme and reason behind it, and we'll see if it works out in their favor, but right now down by 9.
Pisnik with the serve.
11-2.
Well, that's the spot right there, and that's a perfect spot from Esquivel. She's going to go anywhere on Trong. You got to go to that right hip and down that line.
These teams are rounded out with their male counterparts, Marshall Brown, Anderson Scarpa. Another good ball. That time she shaded to her left and found her forehand.
Yeah, nice adjustment there from the youngster Trong. And as she slides here and clears that right shoulder and gets on top of that forehand.
Brendan Long and Colin Schick, the other two members of the Florida Smash. Shot right there. Working the slice volley from 2 feet off the kitchen line.
That was such a tennis shot if I've ever seen one. She was having flashbacks right there.
Great leave right at the feet.
Good court recognition from Pisnik, knowing where she was. Lets that ball go, doesn't play it. And again, BLQK out to a commanding lead here now by 11.
14-3, another timeout taken. Just the first game in this match between the Florida Smash and the California Black Bears. We mentioned that the Smash chose to act first. The Black Bears then went on to say they would like to receive. The Smash yet again go with the women first. That's why you're seeing the women's matchup. And the Black Bears chose this side. As you can see, the head-to-head Pisnik Trong versus Esquivel and Schaefer, heavily favoring that of Pisnik and Trong.
Yeah, and again, Pisnik and Trong very familiar with each other too, so that familiarity, they've played a couple tournaments together after they got drafted to make sure that they were comfortable with each other and have had some success. And so I think it is a booming partnership here for Trong and Pisnik.
Double the backhand from Pisnik.
Well, she does it better than anyone, really. I mean, watch her just place this ball down the middle. She doesn't hit it, but 60%. But she finds the hole, finds the vacated area. Beautifully done by Tina Pisnik.
Yes.
Ooh, maybe a ball out there from Esquivel.
Let's go Bears. Let's go Bears.
16-3.
Good run, good run.
Just on the third, in time for some momentum on the side of Esquivel and Schaefer.
4-16. Side out.
Schaefer looking for the third shot drive. Not a bad idea at this point. You gotta go guns a-blazing.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't had much working for him right now, down by 13.
You can see them trying to work the exterior of the court, the backhand of Pisnik as well as the forehand of Trong.
Unfortunately for Esquivel and Schaefer, Pisnik's backhand is her strength, so if she can get a paddle on it, it's coming back over. Good defense right there from Trong, forcing one more ball, and they're well in command here in women's doubles, about to put BLQK up 1-0.
Couple successive drops for Trong, gets into the kitchen line. Michelle Esquivel out of Concordia University. Cross-court battle. This time it's Pisnik finding the ball through the middle.
And you watch Pisnik throughout that point, she just kept creeping further, further, further in the middle until she got a ball from Schaefer. She could find that backdoor corner.
They've got the hand speed to match. 21-5. What a riot from the Black Bears.
I mean, that's just clean pickleball right there from BLQK coming out on top. 21-5. I mean, they were in control from the beginning there, Cam. There was no doubt about that one.
Just an outstanding performance by the Black Bears. They were tested with some short middle dinks, as well as Tina Pisnik seeing about, what, 75% of the balls, and then you saw Trong with some really nice blocks, great forehand and backhand counters on that right side. So the California Black Bears are on the board first, and currently standing on court is Cameron Blackwood with our winners.
Thanks, Cam. An aggressive, dominating performance by you two. What was the game plan heading against someone as vocal and so strong as Michelle Esquivel?
Patience and being aggressive when we got a chance.
You guys look like you have a lot of chemistry out there. Almost a seasoned partnership. What is it about you two that makes you so tough to beat?
Tina is really wise, and I'm just kind of here to listen, so whatever advice she has, I'm going to take in. I think we move together seamlessly on the court together, so I think it's just a lot of fun playing with Tina.
BLQK take the first point, 1-0. We're going to come right back with men's doubles. Don't go anywhere.
Dulce Vida, you are what you drink.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of Major League Pickleball. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of Major League Pickleball.
My first surgery was a total knee replacement. I ended up with an infection they were going to have to amputate my leg. That just was not okay with me. The moment I entered HSS, the care was exceptional. For somebody to tell me you're going to keep your leg, it was magical. Everything is so alive because I got my life back.
Wind starting to pick up here in serene Peachtree Corners, Georgia. I'm Cameron Irwin alongside Dominic Catalano. And the Black Bears out to a raging start in their second matchup of the day, looking to go 2-0 to start off the first day of Major League Pickleball here in Atlanta. The men now on court, 53%. That's on the side of Scarpa and Brown, facing off against Brendan Long and Colin Schick, two guys that have taken the pickleball world by storm in the last year.
No, absolutely. And again, Brendan Long hasn't had the success that he would want over the past few months, looking to kind of bounce back here. And then you have Colin Schick, an unproven doubles player. He's still trying to find that groove. Just like his teammate Dominique Schaefer, they took a chance on both these guys, Schaefer and Schick, in hopes that they could find lightning in a bottle. Unfortunately, right now so far, it hasn't come their way. But I did watch Florida Smash play earlier when they played Vegas. Colin Schick, he's getting it. I think his biggest thing is his forehand cross-court dink. The backhand is there. He's got the flick. He's got the cross-court with the backhand. But the issue with him playing with Brendan Long right now is he is playing on the right side. So it's his cross-court forehand, which he doesn't have much of right now. So that was the issue in their first men's doubles matchup when they played Spencer Smith and Yates Johnson.
So the Florida Smash looking for a response. A great example to watch for is that Colin Schick forehand. Is it going to come through on that right side, to your point? And where might Scarpa and Brown look to go?
Yeah, they're going to look to go to that right side. They're going to look to pin Schick, if I am them, and pin him in that corner to his forehand side. But on the flip side, it's the same thing on the other side. Marshall Brown, I'm going to keep the ball away from Scarpa as much as I can. That flick backhand he has is nasty, and they're going to try and keep Marshall Brown pinned in that opposite corner. So it'll be Scarpa and Long trying to get involved in the middle.
Yep.
Looking for the flick on the very first ball.
There you go. Let it pull.
Both those guys, Scarpa and Long, going to look to get involved, and when they do, they're going to look to make something happen, just like Long did right there.
Yep.
And that's what you're going to see a lot of out of Colin Schick. He's going to look for that Ernie on that backhand side. Right here, though, Scarpa keeps this nice and low. He really can't do anything with that.
2-0.
There again, that backhand from Brendan Long was a part of the Miami Pickleball Club in season 1.
1-2.
During the draft for season 2. Got picked up after some outstanding performances. Including a PPA gold alongside Tyson McGuffin.
Yeah, they played really well that one. It was in Red Rock, I believe.
Yep.
2-2.
That's a good take right there.
I'm impressed with that drop right there from Colin Schick cross court, but then Marshall Brown with a nice little step back speed up through the middle.
3-2.
Through the middle.
Yeah, and again, he sets it up nicely going to the middle first. Here, watch Schick with the block, and then watch his momentum carry him away just enough away from that sideline where Scarpa finds the winner.
Just out.
That's just dangerous right there from Scarpa. He reaches that paddle so far out in front and just uses all wrist to put that ball down.
That's a clean winner, Brendan Long.
That's a good step back there from Brendan Long. Watch him take this forehand right back through the middle. Lets that ball get to its apex, gets on top of it.
Good try, good try, good try.
Ball out of bounds and point for Florida Smash. If you watch closely, Anderson Scarpa has a little bit of a different look on the backhand side. So often these reads, as you play more and more at this level, becomes easier, but ball comes off his paddle a little differently.
Beautiful from Marshall Brown down the middle. But again, to your point, Cam, when you watch Anderson Scarpa, it's a locked wrist. So he never breaks his wrist on that backhand. He just cuts right through it. Something very hard to teach.
But it wasn't enough, and that's a great look. You're spot on. Anderson Scarpa kind of has that locked wrist. He'll even dink with that slice, kind of pushing that ball back up the line even. We've seen him do it several times.
Just too good right here from Scarpa and Brown, and I think for Long and Schick, it's just a little too much of a steady diet to Scarpa. I would try and involve Marshall Brown a little more here. Scarpa's just really dialed in right now. Right on cue, the mistake from Scarpa, so.
Five, eight.
5-8.
Yep. There you go.
Looking for the slice drop. Finds the top of the net instead.
Right here. He's probably going to start correct.
9-5.
Which is complete miscommunication right there. Is Brendan Long had been taking most of those balls in the middle like that, and Schick was giving it up to him, but Long leaves it. Can't have that miscommunication in the middle.
That's the right time to slide middle when you're a right-sider.
Yeah, great job here from Anderson Scarpa and Marshall Brown as they're picking right up where Tina Pisnik and Alex Trung left off with a 6-point lead here on the end change. They've got it going on here in this second matchup.
I'll give you a little background. Anderson Scarpa, born and raised in Charleston, South Carolina, went on to play college tennis at Mercer University. Was a top 4 singles player there. And as for Marshall Brown, he's also out of the South, born and raised in Auburn, Alabama. Played club tennis at Auburn University, where he won a club national championship back in 2016. Started playing pickleball, like most of us, or at least I'll speak for myself, in 2021. Everyone's got their starting point, right?
Yep, exactly. We got so many newbies coming in right at that 2020-2021 time frame. But you mentioned in the women's match, Michelle Esquivel starting in 16. She's an OG to the pickleball game and the pro pickleball game.
11-5.
And a switch. Schick now on the left. I was going to ask about adjustments, but I think we see where they're heading.
Yeah, exactly, and that's a good switch here, I think, because they went through the whole first match against Vegas this way, or not this way, but the other way with Long on the left, and now they switch it. Got to change something up if it's not working.
Well, that's working. That's a heck of an overhead from Colin Schick.
The ball is not coming back off of that Selkirk power air
I just wish we had a radar gun. Like, I wish
would
I
be
could
nice.
just figure out the miles per hour every time somebody hits one like that.
That would be nice.
It'd be fun to track along the length of the tournament. Somebody gets a prize for the hardest one.
That would be awesome. I'm all about it, Cam. Let's make that happen. If anyone's listening.
Deliver a radar gun, please, to the booth.
Chick was almost like bouncing around a little too much right there. His feet were not planted when he hit that last one.
13-6.
Almost a bait ball just kind of hung up, and Schick was quick to close the middle.
Yeah, I like that. And again, it's Schick being active now in the middle as he switched to that left side. I like this
7-13.
adjustment here from Long and Schick.
Looking for the forehand drive, the former NC State tennis player.
14-7. Side out point.
Colin Schick working with the two-hand backhand. Right now he's looking pretty comfortable on that left side.
8-14.
Schick, a little indecisive. Every contact working with a slice cross court.
Well, that's good movement in and out from Brown and Scarpa too. They involved Long a little bit. Didn't let him sit. Oh, and then can't have that right there on the unforced error on the serve.
16-8. Black Bears.
Point.
And right now, nothing's going their way. Scarpa's ready to serve, but the Smash are not ready to return, calling a timeout here.
Yeah, again, a good timeout here from Florida, but again, it's very eerily similar to the women's matchup where BLQK took a huge lead and just continued to pound away. And again, Scarpa and Brown are picking up where Pisnik and Trong left off and have a very commanding lead here. Not sure any big changes that can happen for Long and Schick other than being just a little cleaner right now and getting some opportunities, but there's not getting it right now because Brown and Scarpa playing so clean on the other side.
So while they make their way back out to championship court, a bit of an update on the grandstand right now. Another match taking place. The ATX Pickleballers facing off against the Las Vegas Night Owls. Currently 1-1 in terms of their match score. Ben Newell and Daniel De La Rosa won the men's doubles game to start. Then Susanna Barr and Emily Ackerman picked up the win for the Las Vegas Night Owls in the women's doubles.
Florida, no timeouts remaining. California, you have one. Time in. 17-8.
Yeah, nice ball right there from Long, and now look at Cam. They switched back again, did Long and Schick. Long is back on the left, Schick is back on the right.
9-17. Side out point.
Scarpa with that reach in too, what he does is that when he goes to that forehand, it's a rarity, he gets so much topspin on it though, and right there, that ball just never came up to Colin Schick.
Added pressure off the corner, and that's how you close through the middle.
Well, nice little backhanded Ernie there from Colin Schick, and Long though stepping into the middle, covering ground where Schick was
10-18.
standing next to Michelle Baumgartner, our referee.
That is a long arm of Anderson Scarpa.
He's got such good reach right there, and again, doesn't go to the forehand much, but I'd like to see him do it more because he gets so much topspin on it.
19-10.
There's Brendan Long.
Big Ernie right there from long, but again, it's got to score in bunches here, unfortunately. You hate saying it. You always want to talk about one at a time, but down by 8.
Not easy to do in rally scoring. And I think that's where they're going to continue to look to go. Just keeping that ball low, grinding through on that cross-court dink with Anderson Scarpa.
Well, if they go to long, that's going to be trouble. They need to involve Schick a little more and get them what got them that lead. Ooh, nice hands in the middle there from Brendan Long.
Little swagger as he goes back to serve.
13-19.
What about in the middle of that point? Brendan Long took a full swing at a ball and missed it. Colin Schick there to back him up, but again, good point construction. And Cam, they're in a little run here.
19.
Brendan Long, the top pick for this Florida Smash team in this second season at the challenger level. Was the first round, the 10th pick. Colin Schick picked up in the second round at pick number 15. Game point now for the Black Bears. Whipping through and finding another great forehand. Middle to middle.
All of a sudden, Brendan Long finding a little bit of life here. And again, is it too little, too late? I'd like to see him jump out like this early on, but right now it looks like he is taking control in the middle.
15-20.
And that is not the game. You must have the serve on game point, but again, I like this pattern right here. Colin Schick looking for the Ernie.
It was set up for him nicely.
20-15.
Updated scoring system in Major League Pickleball. No more freeze. Scarpa hanging on tough on that left side. Finds number 21 and the second point in the match for the Black Bears.
Yeah, nice finish right there for BLQK. Had a little bit of a run though from Florida there, and just a little, too late there for Florida. Now sitting behind the 8 ball, down 2-0, and a must-have both mixed doubles matches here to force a dream breaker.
We've seen crazier things. There is the owner of BLQK, Richie Twazin. He's had a bit of success through his time with Major League Pickleball.
You think?
I think that's safe to say. That man knows how to put a team together.
Yes, he does.
Cameron Blackwood currently standing courtside with the winners from the Black Bears.
Marshall, a new partnership, new to MLP, a dominating performance against a very fiery Brendan Long. How were you able to neutralize him and take the win?
Honestly, Scarpa played lights out. I just stuck to my little section of the court and let him do his thing, and it worked out.
And Anderson, your dinks were really moving the ball around there, especially your backhand, but they started to switch it up a little bit. Did that affect the patterns?
Yeah, it affects the patterns a little bit, but we made the adjustment. We just stayed focused on what we can control, and Marshall played amazing. He's not giving himself enough credit, but on to the next one. Let's try and take this match.
BLQK up 2-0. We're going to come right back with mixed doubles. Don't go anywhere.
step into it.
The all-new Prius. Toyota. Let's go places.
And I said, Saturday? No one's here. Right? Are you getting this? So if he wants the invoice...
Water doesn't have to be boring. Turn it up with Cirkul. With over 40 delicious flavors and a dial that controls your intensity, Cirkul starts a party for your taste buds. No sugar, no calories, and no artificial flavors. Just good times. Cirkul. It's your water, your way. Try Cirkul at drinkcirkul.com.
Well, let's get into it. Time for a mixed doubles matchup. The California Black Bears on the board with not 1, but 2 points. They need 1 more to pick up the win. However, in group play, we will play through all 4, at least, of these matches. And today it's been interesting. They've gone 3-2, 3-2 for the first 2 matches on championship court. And as a little guest and surprise for you, I'm Cameron Irwin alongside Dominic Catalano and special guest. Let's see if that mic's hot. Is it working, Sam?
Hopefully it's working.
Oh, there we go. We got him. We got
Sam
him.
Query on the mic, former world number 11, 10 singles titles on the ATP Tour. I mean, this guy knows how to work a paddle and a racket. That's for sure. We missed you out there, though.
Yeah, that was one of my first mistakes coming over to pickleball. I kept calling the paddle a racket. I'm like, what racket? And everyone's like, it's a paddle. It's a paddle. Like, don't mess this up. So now I've got it down that I'm using a paddle now, not a racket.
You figured it out. That's the first thing, right?
Exactly. That's the first key to pickleball. Know that you're talking about a paddle.
You probably got razzed so much for calling it a racket the first few weeks.
I did. I mean,
they're tough.
The first few months that I was coming over, I was not embarrassed, but like people were like, "What are you gonna do after tennis?" I'd be like, "I'm gonna play pickleball." Kind of like, but now I kind of like
hushed tones.
Yeah, now it's kind of like you stick your chest out. Now you're like, "I'm playing pickleball." Like, it's cool now.
Tina Pisnik also out there, former world number 29.
Yeah, exactly. She's an incredible tennis player.
We'll get into this as it's the first mixed doubles matchup. It's a must-have situation. Brendan Long, Michelle Esquivel need the win here for the Florida Smash to move this to the 4th. And also they would have to pick up the 2nd mixed doubles as well as that dream breaker. So let's get into it. Michelle Esquivel first to pull the trigger. Sam, what do you know about any of the 4 out there?
So I think I've played against all of them 1 time. So,
so a little bit scouting report.
I guess so. I've obviously watched them play. I've been to all the tournaments, but I've played all of them once. They all are great. They all do unique things, and I always like in pickleball that first point that we watch. It's like a 20-ball rally. I love when the first point's long. It like gets you going, get your legs moving, gets like your eyes and your kind of brain engaged. I hate when it's like miss third, miss third, miss third. I want that first
rhythm.
point. Yeah, exactly.
Rhythm,
that only happens when Dom's on the court.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Miss thirds.
Yeah, miss thirds.
Brendan Long now with the serve, 1-all.
Oh, that was a good move.
And how long, Sam, did it take you to figure out that you're not just gonna be able to hit through everybody?
I'm still figuring it out, but I feel like coming from tennis, I figured out the singles quick.
Right.
I was able to translate over singles quick. The men's doubles was kind of next, and then the mixed doubles was last. My first mixed doubles event in Mesa earlier this year, I just kind of got my 50% of the court, told my partner to get your 50%, and that did not work. But now I've grown to actually love mix. Mix is like my favorite event. I feel like I'm really good at it. I feel like I'm a good mover. I got a long stretch with the arm, and so I like playing mixed a lot now. And I feel like I know what to do in all the situations. It's just like I need to work on the execution.
Yep.
Like just getting on the practice court.
Yeah.
Work on the backhand flips, the movement, like where to position your body, things like that.
3-2 here, Florida Smash on top. I want to talk about some training because that's been one of the massive adjustments in the last year. In terms of all of these pros now going full-time into the world of pickleball, just how much time are you actually spending on the court?
I should probably be spending a little more time. But I'll say this. I'm on the court 4 times.
The chat's going like this right now.
I would say I'm on the court 4 times a week.
Okay.
And that kind of will increase. If I have a tournament coming up, I might play 5 or 6 times. And if I know I've got, a few weeks off, I might take some time off and play once or twice. But you said it. I mean, players now, if you want to be really good at this sport and excel, you need to go out and practice 5 days a week, and not just practice like, oh, let me get 3 other people. Like, you need to drill and train and work on specifics and go play a 25 tournament schedule. That's the only way you're going to, make your way to the top of the sport, because it's like tennis, it's like the NBA, it's like the NFL in terms of if you don't treat it like one of those sports, like, you're going to get beat by these players. They're too good.
Well, that being said, too, with the players now receiving contracts. And,
everyone's a millionaire now that plays this sport.
And things like that, though. But now I'm looking at players who always used to say, well, if I had more time, well, now they're given that time. Now I want to see those players who would always say that. Now put your money where your mouth is and say, okay, now you do have that time to train. Now what's going to happen?
Exactly right. And it's going to come down to just like any sport, like, who's training the hardest, who's working on these nuances, who's taking care of their body, who's doing all the little things to be the best that you can be. And not saying you're going to be the best if you do that, but you're going to put yourself in a win position. And I'm a believer in whatever you're doing in life. If you give a good effort and do all those right things, like, you're going to have good results at some point. It might take 3 months, it might take 6 months, it might take 2 years, but like, good things will come if you do everything right.
I think you forgot one of your favorite qualities, a good amount of wit to get it done, too.
Yes, that is true.
Brendan Long shouting as he smashes that back for the Florida smash.
Well, this is a good start here for the Smashes. Again, they need this win to force a 4th match here. Well, they will play the 4th match regardless, but for them to have a chance in this.
Yeah, they need to, they lost their first match of the day, down 2-0 here. They need any little bit of momentum can help. And we saw it here. I think the first match of the day, the 5s were down 2-0, got it back, won it in a 3rd set dream breaker. So you're not out of it.
Well, speaking of not out of it, too, is this team, Michelle Esquivel and Brendan Long, were down 20-13 in their first mixed doubles match and won 23-21. They came all the way back. So I'm talking about a team that is in the right position here to win and get them back. It's them.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of the scoring. It's hard to close out teams. I mean, I don't know if every player loves it. I love it. It creates more drama, more excitement, and at the end of the day, we're playing a sport. We're trying to entertain people, and what better way to do it than, make the scoring in a way that gives us more of those opportunities.
I always think it's interesting, too, to go from side out to rally scoring and just how much pressure. Like, we talk about it, but when you're actually going back there and trying to add pressure from the service line in pickleball in rally scoring, yeah, you grip it a little differently.
Totally. And you can feel the tension in pickleball. The points are so different at 5-all compared to 18-all. Everyone's a little tighter. Everyone's a little more nervous to pull the trigger or create something. So that's when you just get these really kind of interesting, like 20, 30 ball rallies.
Yeah, the decision making at 18-all is a little different. Right now we're getting a cross-court battle.
But that also is what separates the best players will play the same at 5-all and 18-all. What a point.
Oh, wow.
The point of the day goes the direction of the Black Bears. Wind came in and the hand speed on display.
Well, again, here's the thing is you can't test Pisnik. I'm sorry. Her hands, she's getting everything back. Everything is coming back. She's reset master. And again, she proved it about 5 or 6 times in that whole point.
Long had about 12 offensive shots there, and every single one was back at his feet.
And I mean, the calculation on some of those speed ups, the ball placement and the counters.
Well, and she read one off the tape, too.
Yeah.
So Long hit one off the tape, and she reset like it was nothing.
I don't know what you do right now if you're the Florida Smash. You call timeout. Try to stop the momentum.
7-7.
I think you got to just stick with it, too, understanding that you're going to have to grind through some of those extended rallies.
Exactly, and you can play points. I mean, Long's hit every shot correctly these last few points. He just has lost the points. Sometimes the opponents just, they're good players too, and you know, you just got to kind of live through a tough ride here for a minute or so.
Isn't that the worst to admit? You're like, you're looking at the other side and you're like, yeah, they're just playing really good. Like, there's nothing, at some points there's just nothing you can do, and you're just so frustrated, but sometimes you just have to tip your cap to your opponents. They're playing so well.
Points come in runs in this game, you know, they're not just going to, generally speaking, reel off 12 in a row. They might have a couple in a row, and then you'll get yours.
Mm-hmm.
And even that falls for the California Black Bears, that off the top of the net. But there's no doubt, especially in terms of rally score, and you're getting runs of points, 10-7 right now. Black Bears looking to close out a win here. After the poach, Escobel's on the left side. What's one of your favorite shots? Is it the poach?
Yeah, when I'm playing mixed doubles, I like to be like overly aggressive, and just because maybe right now I don't feel like if I'm in like these long dink rallies, that's probably not going to favor me. I'm just trying to create chaos and whatever way I can organize
Wait,
chaos.
are you talking about on the court or on the internet?
Both. But
that's a given.
Right now we're talking about the court, and so yeah, I like to do the organized chaos, and I feel because I'm tall with my reach, it kind of works. Pisnik is just doing nothing wrong right now.
No, nothing.
I mean,
and it's just calm, cool, and collected too. There's no pressure on her. She doesn't feel any of it. It's just reset, counter even on that one.
I want to go back to something you mentioned in the middle of this matchup, and you said it's what the great pickleball players do. It was the conversation about being the same at 5-5 versus 18-18. What are some of the other things that you've learned in your time in pickleball that the great pickleball players do?
They've got 50 different shots in their pocket. You know, it's not just a dink, a reset, and a third ball drop. At this high level here, it's the way they kind of have deception with the paddle in their hands, and their way they're able to like shift their body right and place the ball to the left. It just these little tiny nuances in the game that make such a difference. And you see people like Annalie Waters and Ben Johns and J.W. Johnson, like they do all those things just a little bit better than everyone, and that's what separates them.
There's no doubt about it. I also think, as you see Tina Pisnik now on screen, but I also think it's so interesting to watch as the pro tennis world continues to trickle in and trying to kind of have to deal with some of the adjustments up at the net in terms of even the volley. We saw Tina Pisnik earlier today just crashing in with a slicing volley to close out. And
Sam would have loved that one.
Oh, you would have died.
Exactly, because you don't hit the back, so on the backhand side like a volley. You cut it, you turn the racket over, and you got to pop it with topspin a lot of times. That's the number one change that you have to, coming from tennis, that you have to figure out how to make the adjustment.
I imagine there are a lot of difficulties actually coming from tennis. You get a leg up because you have the paddle and racket skills, but at the same time, you're going against the grain on something you've trained years for.
Exactly. Hit the volley, close the net. Well, in pickleball, like you can't close the net. And I feel like I'm gonna let this point. Oh.
No, we keep talking about Pisnik resetting everything too. Scarpa hasn't made a mistake in like 10 minutes either. He's doing everything the right way too. But
He's
it's
hitting
Pisnik's
block winners right now.
Yeah.
Like that right there.
It does seem like when you're coming from pro tennis over to pickleball, it's easy to get good. It's really easy to get good. It's hard to get great. That last 10% is so much harder than that first 90%. That first 90% coming from tennis, you can figure it out in 6 months. And you're like me. You you're relevant, you're in the game, you're winning some matches, losing some matches, but that next 10% is what takes, quite frankly, years to master. And as more and more good players, good athletes get in the game, it'll just be harder and harder and take longer and longer.
10% is going to become greater. Tina Pisnik seems to be finding out that 10% really quickly.
Well, you hit it on the head earlier, Sam, is when you talked about when you come in as a tennis pro, you come in and singles is number one, then it's gender doubles, and then it's mixed doubles. And you're seeing that you have the, Jaume Martinez-Vick, the Colin Schicks, who are really good in tennis. They come in and singles is their game. Now doubles is turning into their game, but it just takes a little longer.
It definitely does. And Pisnik's someone that's, she's still going to get a lot better. She's still relatively new to the sport. I remember seeing her at the U.S. Open this year in April, and she was pretty good, but just you didn't necessarily think twice. Watch her play, didn't think twice, and now fast forward here 5 months, and she's the best player on the court right now, quite frankly.
Yeah, you played against her. You and Udit played against her and her partner.
I lost her in the qualifying of the mixed doubles at the U.S. Open, and now here she is. I don't know what she was drafted, but she's playing like she was drafted very high. I wouldn't be surprised if she's, on a premier team.
I think Cam's gonna pull that up for us right here. She's looking for us. But
see how quickly I can work. Here we go. Drafted. She was round 1, pick number 12.
Oh, okay. All right. The secret's out on her then.
Secret is definitely out.
All good.
Right back. 15-9 now. Make it 10-15, excuse me, for the Florida Smash.
10-15.
Out. Relieve. Right time to take the paddle down. The Black Bears, that's also got to be something. Man, how difficult in terms of understanding your body and the court size coming from tennis to pickleball. What's in, what's out, the amount of spin and pace created off a different surface. I mean, there's so many elements.
Totally, and when speed ups in pickleball happen when they're at you, half the time they are going out, but can you get your body out of the way? It just kind of like you're saying, Cameron, it's like body control and body movement and balance is a very important part of this game.
And it's probably hard when you're as tall as you are.
I know people are like, oh, you have such an advantage. Well, yes, there are advantages, but then like when you get into those firefights and my long arms are getting in the way, that could be a struggle sometimes.
Well, and that is one of the things that the top level players do better than anyone is they know outballs. They do not play outballs.
Absolutely
they know where
right.
they're at on the court positioning, and court speed.
Yep. And the only way to get better at that is to just put your hours in over and over and see those speed ups coming at you and recognize, that one's going in, that one's going out, and you see it thousands and thousands of times before you can recognize it, in a match situation.
It was interesting, you guys talking about coming in as a pro tennis player. So then you started singles, then it's gender doubles, and then you go to mixed. I would say it's actually from the female side the opposite. So you come in as singles, and then mixed doubles is a little bit more nuanced because I think usually you're covering only about 40-30% of the court. So it's a little more.
And all three games are so different. In mixed doubles, the female's got to be ready to take a step off the line and react when your male partner can't get there. And it's kind of just a different aspect of the game that that they have to make an adjustment in compared to gender doubles.
Well, and I think too, if you're playing mixed, coming from a space of professional tennis, the speed of the game, you want the pace, you want the speed to a certain extent. If I'm the woman that can play at a high level in terms of the pace of play versus dinking constantly.
Dinking, I mean, look, I'm learning to like it because you have to like it if you want to be good at this game. But early on when I was practicing, you get in these dink rallies, you're just like, I need to create. This is driving me nuts mentally. Dinking is as much mental as it is physical. It is a mental battle. Can you stay there and dink 10, 20, 30 times in a row if you need to?
Because a lot of times they're flat dinks and it's not much on it, and it's up to you mentally and physically just to push that back and do something with it.
Definitely. And drills like at home, and I'm still new to drilling, like we'll do a lot of all right, 100 dinks down the line, 100 dinks cross, then 100 dinks the next time, but in a row. And by the time you get to 60, 70, it's a mental game, not a physical game. Because you can do it, it's easy to dink, but you just have to be able to do it over and over and over.
Trying to create is Scarpa. All right, boys, we're going to challenge you now. 14-19. We'll lock in on the last several points of this mixed doubles matchup.
It's hard not to take Pisnik in any match right now.
Yeah.
Chooser every time.
Gender doubles, mixed doubles, singles.
You're out here scouting. You're just ready
I
to
am.
grab
You know,
her.
I'm an alternate this week. I'm just hoping to get picked up. And if I do, I'm going to have the report on everyone.
I was just about to say Pisnik can't be stopped, but finally, after the, we'll call it 1,000th stroke her direction, one goes by her.
See how mad she is? She didn't get this one back.
Right, I'm almost surprised.
She's mad. She's literally mad that Long hit 120 past her and she didn't get a battle on it.
Tried to take enough pace off, didn't find enough roll though.
And good recognition again from Scarpa and Pisnik, just letting that ball go. No paddle even near it.
Reminder, you must have the serve on game point, as well as win the point to take home the game.
I'm such a fan of the rally scoring. I hope pickleball goes to this permanently. I know I'm in the minority with the players, but I think if they do it,
A little bit of a body shot.
that's what you got to do in pickleball. I think if they make the change and just go to this permanently, the players will complain for 6 months, and it'll just be the way. They'll get over it.
100%.
These top Ben Johnson and Anna Lee are still going to win every tournament, no matter what the scoring is, and everyone will move on.
16-20.
I agree 100%.
So Florida Smash still able to put points on the board. They are at rally scoring. Pisnik and Scarpa, they have to earn the ball back, a side out it would be, and then also an additional, so 17-20.
So this is very familiar ground here for Esquivel and Long. They did the same thing against Vegas earlier, down 20-13, came all the way back. Now they've paused Pisnik and Scarpa on 20 and held them here every time they've served, and now they're just inching their way back in, so back within 3 and a timeout from BLQK.
All right, Sam, while this timeout's going, I'm curious if you could pick your challenger team. You're the GM. Who are you putting on your team?
I mean, I guess I'm picking Ben Johns if he's available.
No. Oh, yeah. That's fair. Fair
All right.
point. But in the challenger
within the
crop
challenge,
right
all right.
now.
I mean,
Pisnik first.
Yeah, I wish I had a list in front of me, but 100%. I'm getting Pisnik. I'm a big Emily Ackerman fan.
Yep.
You get to practice with her a lot.
I practice with her a lot, and she was on the Chicago Slice the first half of the season, and they were the winners.
Yep.
On the men's side, Stefan Auvergne.
Yeah.
He was my partner the first half of the year, and he was great. We were great together. You know.
You were.
It was the dream is done, but we were great together.
I'll let you pick yourself. How about that? For the
I didn't want to, but yes, I should be on one of these teams. When I didn't get drafted, I was in a dark place for about 3 days.
Start calling you Aaron Rodgers. Oh, that's too soon. Sorry, guys.
Too soon?
No, I mean, but I'm more referring to, the retreat he took underground.
Oh, right.
This is starting to get a little uncomfortable now.
Michelle Esquivel again. She's asking the crowd to get on her side. 19-20.
And I think you start to get to a point, and this happens in tennis sometimes, where I think Scarpa and Pisnik, you're hoping for the other team to miss, rather than going out there and creating something. And like, hey, let's go out and hit a good shot. Let's create a speed up and make something happen.
That's a beautiful one-hand, backhand roll through the middle from Pisnik. The score was 15-20. Another game point opportunity for Pisnik and Scarpa. Michelle Esquivel has stepped up her game.
Brendan Long over there pumping on his chest a little bit.
Go Bears right here.
So the Florida Smash earn one more. Score 20 all. Now it's rally scoring for both teams. So Scarpa and Pisnik get another 21-20.
You know how easy it is to get and overhit that ball right there? That Scarpa just put away. He was so calm and just punches that to the open area.
You're exactly right. The difficulty. Oh.
Oh, no.
And by the way, that's a point. 21-all.
It's the first missed serve of the match.
All good. 1 point right here. Got this.
I'm nervous for him.
Some tension here right now.
Pisnik cross court. She right now has that ball coming off her paddle just like butter.
I'm actually going to feel bad for Pisnik and Scarpa if they don't win this match. They've been so much better, I feel like, than the other team.
And as soon as I give her a compliment, what the heck? What does that happen to me? You've been, you know, brushing up her game this whole time.
I'm still drafting her number 1 overall.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
No matter what happens, Sam's taking her.
22-22.
Worked time and time again at the ending stages of this. It's the speed up cross court, Pisnik up the line, and Brendan Long closing through the middle.
You hit it 100% in the head, Cam. It's Esquivel speed up. It's setting up Long in the middle. The combo that they've found.
23-22.
And look who has game point now.
I mean, the key to this team is not going up by 5 points late.
You said you were working on your scouting report. Well, I'm a little concerned if that's the direction you're going. The Florida Smash put a point on the board. It is now 2-1. The Black Bears have to find one more. Michelle Esquivel is real happy right now alongside Brendan Long. Down 15-20. They came storming back for the 24-22 win here in the third game.
Well, Sam made the call. He made the call at 15. They weren't playing to win. They were playing not to lose.
Exactly. I think they were hoping for a miss from the Florida Smash, and you're just, that's not, even if you get the miss, that's not how you're going to move forward in this game.
100%.
All right, well, they are definitely elated down on the court right now. Cameron Blackwood with the winners.
Thanks, Cam. What a match. You guys are down 15-20. You climb all the way back, but what were those key adjustments that you made to make sure you took this match in a must-win?
I think they were playing really well, but I also think that we were just doing the right things and we just weren't converting, and we knew if we keep doing the same thing, it was going to work. I mean, we were down 15-20 last match, and we did it then, so we knew we could do it again now.
You seem to find a lot of success hitting a speed up towards Tina Pisnik's backhand, which really set up Brendan. What were you seeing in order to pull the trigger?
I said, look for it, Brendan. Watch out, it's coming.
And just how much energy does the crowd give you here, all your Smash fans, to make sure you guys take this to a dream breaker?
Let's go, Smash. Come on, Smash. Let's get it going.
Let's get it
Smash
going.
put a point on the board, 1-2. We're going to come right back with our next mixed doubles. Don't go anywhere.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob ULTRA, superior light beer.
I just didn't want to look like everybody else. It just didn't suit who I was. It didn't fit my persona. It didn't fit my image. I rep the stuff because I love it. I rep because it's quality, and I like the fact that I look a little fly. It's been huge because it identifies me. I feel like I stand out. People reference me to the shirts all the time. They know me as the guy who wears the flashy shirts, and I'm cool with that.
Championship court has turned into one heck of a match as we head to the fourth game. It's the California Black Bears and the Florida Smash facing off, and it is now 2-1. The Florida Smash coming through with a 24-22 win in their first mixed doubles competition. Sam Query in the booth here, Dominic Catalano, and I'm Cameron Irwin, and we convinced him to stay one more. We can't get this guy out of the booth.
No. As much as he says he doesn't, he's not interested. He's interested.
I love the game. What can I say?
Put a microphone in front of him, he's fine.
Oh God, microphone or a camera, he's all about it.
You know, we got a live match right now. It's 1-2. Where was it going to go?
And again, now Florida Smash has made this interesting.
They are, but I'm giving the edge to the BLQK Bears in this one. A heavy edge.
Alex Strong out there on the right side, just 18 years old. We saw her in action in women's doubles, playing alongside Marshall Brown. The other side, Dominique Schaefer alongside Colin Schick. That's a two-hand backhand, shoulder height, and sent to the corner.
Well, that's the danger right here. If you leave balls up to Schick and Schaefer, it's going to get punished.
1-1.
And Schaefer's got a great back, and I used to play when I was practicing tennis a lot in Southern California at the USTA facility. She was one of the junior players when I was there, so I watched her play tennis a lot, you know, and she was 15, 16, 17, was a great player. And so those tennis skills, kind of like we said earlier, translate over to pickleball quickly. She now needs to figure out that 10%, which we were talking about, which is very difficult.
Schaefer just 24 years old, originally from Lima, Peru.
And she's had some great singles results this year. I think she's possibly won a tournament.
Yeah, Schaefer has won a tournament. She beat Salome Davidze. There's that recognition of ball off the paddle of Schick and Schaefer. That recognition is really going to come into play when they drive a ball like that, letting that ball go. But it's so tempting to want to play those.
Right, who doesn't want to hit a high ball in the air? It's
question is, for these two great singles players for the Florida Smash, also coming from great tennis backgrounds, do you try and play, and this is going to sound like a weird question, do you try and play pickleball here, or do you try and just go drive, crash, and go a little more tennis mode on them?
That's exactly right. You do anything you can to get out of dink rallies. I don't care if that's drive 10 in a row from the baseline, cross, do whatever, because I feel like they're at such a disadvantage when all four are at the net in these long dink rallies. So Schaefer and Schick just do anything you can to avoid those.
Let's just go for it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Even that there, I don't mind when players miss serves. I know in the rally scoring it's a little tougher, but I think it's worth it to go after these serves.
So I think that plays to the advantage right there of Marshall Brown driving the ball at Schaefer. She wants pace. So if you're going to drive at her, she's going to counter that nicely. You've got to try and play softer.
Right, and if I'm the Bears right now, I don't drive 1/3 ball, basically.
No.
I dink 100% of them and work my way to the net and live and die from that pattern.
Did you just hear Sam Query say, I want to drop everything, I'm going to dink everything? Yes, you guys heard that correctly.
I'm a dinker. I mean, that's...
We need to make him like his own motto. I love to dink. That's all it's going to say. Make you some T-shirts and hats.
Yeah, you know, I want to be that guy. I want to dink and like impose my size and length at the net.
And that's a great job there from Alex Trung. That is her strength right there, sliding to that sideline from the right, using that two-handed backhand to her advantage.
Creating some issues on the left hip of Colin Schick.
Well, nice setup there from Marshall Brown. Like you said, Cam, going right at that left hip of Colin Schick, getting the pop-up for the put-away.
7-5. Point.
So the smash definitely can't afford to give away too many free points. We've seen a missed return and a missed serve already. And I think as long as the smash can keep this close, it puts a lot of pressure on the Bears.
That's fair.
They've been up 2-0. They had 5 or 6 match points in that previous mixed doubles match. You know, I think they know they're the better mixed doubles team here and they should win. And sometimes it's hard when you're a team that's favored by a lot and the other team's keeping it close. Because in the back of your head, you're saying, why am I in this position? Why are we only up 1 point right now? We should be up 3 points, 4 points. And then you just feel a little bit of extra pressure.
Who was somebody in your tennis career that you felt like added the most mental pressure to your game?
I mean, this is kind of cliche. It was Federer.
Yeah.
You know, because when you played him, you only played him on a center court, basically, only at Wimbledon or the Laver Cup or the French Open, like for myself. And so when you went out there, he had the entire crowd on his side, and you went out there and felt like you were down a break already. You're like, this is so intimidating. The moment is a huge moment. You feel uncomfortable, and it took you a while to like settle into matches against him.
Yeah. That's fair.
Now
That's
Ben
fair.
Johns is the Federer of the pickleball world.
Exactly, yes. I've played Ben once, but we played like on an outside court in San Clemente. So like
no one
can see it, but I lost 11-7, 11-4. It was like very respectable.
That is respectable.
That is very.
But that's what we're saying, like it was singles.
Yeah, great
doubles.
drop, great drop.
I'm not saying he would crush me in doubles, but maybe it wouldn't be that close.
10-8.
I'll give you 4 and 4.
Yeah, I'd sign up for that. I think almost everyone here would sign up for that.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
If I played him, I'd have a negative score. That's how bad it'd be. I don't even think that's possible.
9-10.
It isn't, by the way. Oh, they took the pressure off right there. It was 2 drives in a row from Colin Schick. Then he works the drop. And you can see what happens.
Well, again, now we're going to change ends here at 11-9. And now, too, and you said it too, Sam, is like with the pressure side to side here, it's more on BLQK because, too, here's what you have sitting on Florida Smash. If you go to a Dream Breaker, you have Schaefer and Schick right off the bat. 2 incredible singles players. BLQK, I mean, Marshall Brown, he's probably your top singles player right there because Pisnik doesn't play singles. Right?
Right.
You have, who else do you have on that side? Scarpa,
Scarpa
doesn't play singles. No. I mean, now that pressure to win this one is even more because as soon as it goes to the Dream Breaker, that percentage that we saw, Cam, early on where it was like 60-30, flips and goes right to Florida.
I think it goes 90-10 to Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, Schick and Schaefer are so much better,
and
you know, at singles than the other team.
Yeah.
It's just such an advantage to have them.
Well, and don't forget, the Florida Smash chose first. They won the toss, and they chose to act as they are playing for that Dream Breaker. So they're going to be looking real smart here if it works out in their favor. trying to create. There wasn't a ball there that was attackable.
No, and it was just the wrong decision from Schick. He was back-heeled and everything.
Yeah, you should never be trying to create in really any sport. When you're in trouble and you're trying to create, it's kind of a Hail Mary play.
And Schaefer did such a good job at that point, too. I was thinking in my head, I'm like, this is on-the-job training for Dominique Schaefer right there, where she was just grinding cross-court with Trong.
Yeah, she did a good job. She stood in there and made, 7 or 8 great things in a row.
Colin Schick playing singles. 11-12. They've kept this within striking distance, now just within 1.
And easier said than done. He should do more of that. He should treat this like a singles match.
We talked about it. These two former tennis players looking for the third shot drive. They go to his backhand now.
Great shot from Schaefer.
And a miss hit. We're tied up 12 apiece.
Off the frame from Marshall Brown, but it got a little wiry right there off the let cord, and then it got a little out of control. I think that ball's going out that Brown tried to hit. Oh, here he comes. Oh, wow.
Colin Schick is playing singles right now, and you have to just let him. This is incredible. How do you stay away from him, though? They tried to go to Dominique Schaefer, but he's just going to take every third.
And you kind of have to do the opposite of what you just said. You almost have to go at him. He's one of those guys. He's so much better when he's moving around. Hit the ball at him when he's stagnant and not moving his feet.
Schaefer trying to get involved right there, but they did exactly that, Sam, right there. They hit to his spot. So he was flat-footed hitting that last one and couldn't move to the ball.
Exactly.
One of the best pickleball players went on the move. You can see right now he is just taking over, willing this.
He's just planting himself in the middle of the court and taking over and saying, Dominique, just react. If a ball gets by me, you got to go get it. But right now, this is my court.
Just driving a ball from the midcourt at his shoelaces. He doesn't have space, and he's still coming up with them.
Look, it's kind of, I don't know if you ever played NFL Blitz, the video game back in the day, when your guy gets on fire. When he's made, that's what Schick's like right now.
Oh, you're throwing it way back, Sam.
That's when I stopped playing video games, Nintendo 64.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
When games were good.
Exactly.
I can't tell you how many times I've asked for a Nintendo 64 for Christmas in the past decade. It has not happened yet.
And you can see the tension with BLQK right now. You can see it on the bench with their players, with the coach, with the GM.
Oh!
They can feel this slipping away right now, and a great Ernie from Schicky.
I just looked over, Sam, and you're exactly right. All 5 of them on the sideline right now are just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Did you just call him Schicky?
Schicky.
Schicky.
Yeah.
Okay. Schicky, baby.
We got a group chat with all the tennis players, with John Isner, Jack Sox, and we've nicknamed all the pickleball players.
Oh, gosh.
And we got Schicky on there. We're big Schicky guys.
Oh, gosh.
It's a heck of a group chat.
Oh, it's 90% pickleball for the last year.
Nice.
Double the forehand again, Colin Schick, or Schicky with another point.
I saw you, Sam, you were at the U.S. Open supporting those guys, Isner and Sock. And I saw you were at Isner's opening round match when he had that video that they played for him. How emotional was that for you, seeing that with those guys that you've come up with and have known for so long?
It wasn't emotional. I'm not like an emotional guy, but it was fun to be there. Those guys came to watch my last match the previous year, and Isner's basically been the #1 American for a decade, a little longer. So a lot of players went out and they kind of had a little mini party kind of on the court with 50 players. So that was really cool. And then he and Jack played a doubles match later that day, and Jack's getting into pickleball, as a lot of people know, next year. And so for me, it was fun to be at the U.S. Open, not playing and really having no agenda, just walking around with no pressure, watching my friends play. But honestly, we love pickleball. The tennis talk in the locker room, even with Djokovic, he's interested in pickleball.
No, he's not.
I'm not lying.
Really?
I'm not lying.
Are you serious?
What's this pickleball phenomenon? Like, what he's always asking, like, what I'm doing in the sport. Like, we love talking about it. We watch the highlights. Even going back a year ago, we'd watch the pickleball highlights like on Instagram in like the Wimbledon locker room. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
That's so awesome. That's so cool to hear.
I'm just thinking of Djokovic out here. Could that be the one to take down Ben Jones?
If he wanted to, probably. Honestly, I mean, it would take him a while, but I think Djokovic is the best athlete of all time ever in any sport.
They tried to fight that off from the overhead. They did get one back out after the timeout. 18-15 now. Still trying to think about the greatest athletes of all time. He's no doubt in that conversation.
Talk about those guys. I go back to always, it's an old school name, but Dave Winfield. Played collegiate football, baseball, basketball, got drafted in 2 sports. You know, talk about athletes like that.
You're talking well-rounded.
Yeah.
A little different. Yeah, I hear you.
A free point there, and that's at least their 3rd, Sam. We've seen.
Yeah, right. They're up 1. I mean, if they give 2 of those back, they could be up 2 or 3 right now.
And it's Alex Strong tying the score 18-all.
Selfishly, we love a good dream breaker, and this one would be very interesting.
I want it so bad.
So what have you seen since that timeout, 18-15, and all of a sudden it's 18-all? What was the adjustment from the Black Bears?
You know, we had 1 missed return. We've had a couple, plays with great hands from Alex over there, and that's really all it's been. Those are 2 points, and they played 1 other good point. Now we're at 18-all.
And so you talk about things where BLQK came out of that timeout. What did they do? They kind of flipped the script a little bit too, and came out playing a little faster, right? And you see a lot of teams that play fast don't like that way being played against them. They're used to you playing defense against playing pace, right? So now all of a sudden BLQK came out and they played pace, did Alex Strong, and all of a sudden it put a little pressure on Dominique Schaefer, and they went right at her with pressure. Instead of trying to drop to her where she can slide and take it, they went pressure right at Schaefer.
I'm going right back to your comment about 18-18.
Right.
And the great pickleball players play it the same way as they do at 5-5. Who's going to play the score to 5-5?
Schick and Schaefer should live and die right now with Schick driving the ball and taking huge swings. And that was perfect from him. He took a risk, crossed over, and he's got to do that 3 more times so we can get a dream breaker, or 2 more times. Only 2 more times. That's all we need.
You know, if we go to a dream breaker, he's not leaving the booth.
No, he's not.
Oh no, I need to see BLQK go down after that. You know. Again, though, that's the point. Lose it like that.
Yeah. It's perfectly fine. You're going to live and die by it.
19-all.
19-19.
He left it up to Trong on that right side. That ball is shoulder height, and no doubt Colin Schick will finish that 20-19. Schaefer with the serve to send this to a dream breaker.
Oh, he wants that one back.
Yeah.
Which one, the first or the second? Because I could have said both.
The first was a good shot, and the second one sat up. I think maybe he just took a little off it. In pickleball, you just make a slight adjustment. The ball can kind of come off a little low, a little high.
20-all. I mean, the window is so small, and they hit it perfectly.
And what did you see? Brown and Trong both just coming at them, just going hard every time.
Game point for the Black Bears.
Come on, full smash.
Oh, that was a low take. That was so risky. 21-21. Look at how low this ball is.
Unreal. To be able to create off a ball that low is incredible.
That's the hard part. If you're going to reach that much, you're going to leave some space open. What a block.
He got back. I mean, he got a good paddle on it.
Just right off the tape.
22-21. And the Black Bears close it out 23-21.
So bummed.
I think Sam might have just broke his hand.
So much for an unbiased booth over here.
Right.
Not me. I'll tell you who I want to win.
Pounded his chair.
I wanted the Florida Smash to come back there and win that in a dream breaker.
Oh, man.
You gotta love it. So for the first time today on Championship Court, we are not going to a dream breaker. The California Black Bears go up with a victory and a second win on the day, more importantly, in group play.
Oh, and that too, that pushes them through.
So as they get set now to have some words of victory alongside Cameron Blackwood. Again, the California Black Bears pick up the second win. The Florida Smash 0-2 on the day. However, you gotta love the fight you saw from the team in green. But right now, it's all about the team in white. Cameron Blackwood, take it away.
What an incredible match there. You guys, there's a lot of momentum shifts, Marshall. You guys started well. They started to come back, you guys. But what was the key factor to coming out on top and getting the win for BLQK?
I'd say just sticking to the game plan and having fun while doing it.
And we have the team captain here, Alex Strong. You guys went 3-1 this morning, 3-1 right now. What did you tell your team before stepping out this morning?
We're here to play. We're here to win, honestly. Everybody was kind of doubting our team going into this event, and we were all bonding before today. So we're really excited to be competing aside each other. I think our matchups work really well, and let's get this next one.
BLQK take the win in that one. We're going to have more Major League Pickleball. Don't go anywhere.